Hey everybody, this is Marco from Safi and Marco Dish Out on Movies. I'm here to talk to you about Cobra Kai Season 2, Episode 4. Yeah, we're almost halfway through the season and it feels like I don't know, I don't like how all the episodes come out at once. I wish that they would come out every week because I feel like a lot of people just binge watch them the day they came out and now they're like kind of over it. This is Wednesday, by the way. I mean, Thursday. So, the Thursday after it came out last week. And it feels like people are already over it. And I think that a way that they could make it so that people continue the conversation is to release it weekly instead of just all at once. Because it's really tempting to just power through them, but I feel like if I do that, it'll influence my review. I don't want that. So, episode 4, this episode really ties into the last one. It has a couple of answers to questions brought up in the last one, and it's a very full episode. A lot of character development, and particularly they, they don't have Miyagi obviously because he's dead unfortunately, and so they had kind of a substitute for that in this episode, and I really loved that because it really felt like the character needed that. Uh, D- Daniel, it felt like Daniel really needed a character like that in this episode, and really this episode heavily focuses on Tori, the new Cobra Kai recruit. And that's not a spoiler, she's in all the trailers. And a lot of people thought this season was going to turn SJW. And I really loved how she was introduced and how she wasn't overpowered or anything. I really liked her character a lot. And I was surprised that it was Peyton List playing her. And I've known her from the Diary of a Wimpy Kid movies, and I feel like she's really grown up and become a better actress in some senses, and I'm excited to see where her character goes because in the trailers and in this episode she gave me a real female Johnny vibe to her because they're at this country club for a reason, and she the way that she talks and does something, it reminds me of Johnny. But what I really love about that is that they don't make her into a bully on purpose. Something happens and it's like an accident, but it would make you think that she's a bully, and it would make the character she did it to think she's a bully. And so it's almost like they're trying to show that some of these bullies, like Johnny, they weren't really bullies. They overreacted, or they did something. It was an accident, and I that was great writing, and great acting too. And then by the end of this episode, I don't know. I felt like it was really down in the dumps a little bit for Miyagi Do, and I felt uh, like they weren't gonna get anyone to join because that's the big problem so far this season. Miyagi Do is just two people, and I didn't have any hope because something happened, and then uh, they wouldn't let that they wouldn't make another video to sort of follow up that ad that they did, because that ad, it seemed like it really worked at first, but then people kind of found out it wasn't what they thought it was going to be. They just want short term, kind of like fast results, And Miyagi-Do is all about progress and development over long term and growth. And so, but one thing I'd like to bring up is that Samantha, last season, her character was mixed for me. I liked her because I had to like her. But this season, I'm not liking her character that much. Uh, so I feel bad about that because she's a great actress. It's nothing against her. It's just from this episode. And Robbie continues to be the star of the show. I'm sorry, Miguel. Robbie he's the star. He is the new Daniel. And Miguel, he's not very much of a Johnny yet. And so I think that it's going to be Tori versus Robbie, maybe, by the next tournament. Because Tori, I feel like she has it inside her to be even more ruthless than she already is. And I also feel like Hawk, he's going to be the side kid, the side bully. Those two are going to be heavily involved in the. And I think Miguel is actually. It would be interesting for Miguel to kind of have to quit and have to move over to Miyagi-Do. I'd kind of like to see what would happen with that, since he'd have to be in the same dojo with Samantha and everything. Anyway, I really liked this episode. I would give it an A minus. Or no, I give it an A. Because I couldn't find anything that I didn't like. But I feel like there's a lot more to come that I'll be more enthusiastic about. I really... how many times am I going to say that? I'm sorry. This episode was near perfect. It had minor problems in terms of a little bit pacing, but I'm not complaining because I don't like shows that they're really short. I like 45-minute shows. So, anyways, I'll see you next time for episode 5. Goodbye, everybody.